I'm gonna critique this property, so if you decide to buy, design, or build a property yourself, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm the How to Buy a Mansion guy. My name is Arvin Haddad. Let's watch this one together.
What's up everybody, it's 𝗕𝗫 here and welcome to another episode. This week we're touring this newly constructed modern estate located in Bel Air, Los Angeles, looking down on Bel Air Country Club, and this home features 8 bedrooms, 8 full baths, 3 half baths, 17,401 square feet of interior space with an asking price of $47.5 million.
Guess what? 𝗬𝗏𝗕𝗏, the architect who critiqued a lot of his work, was the architect for this property, and the property ended up selling for $26 million.
All right, everyone, we're going to start our tour on the exterior. Driveway takes you down to your 4-car garage, and right in front of it, you have a nice covered carport area. And I just love this open corner design. And if you look above that,
you see the booty of the property. Like the first time I saw this, I was like, damn, Gina, is she Brazilian? What is going on here? Look, this is your approach, okay? You really don't have one. As soon as you come in, you have this driveway that goes to the garage, and then you have this really obnoxious element that they've tried to clad with pieces of steel or bronze, whatever it is, to make it look normal. But to me, it literally looks like this property has a booty. And then you have to take a bunch of stairs to go to the front door to center you to the view. Not ideal. Right off the bat, it's telling me this lot is tight. They didn't have enough space, right? They're squeezing everything and the booty is just popping out in my face.
And come in here, we have the gate sealing off your driveway, and we have this staircase taking you to the front entry. I love the natural stone application here. Property is nicely landscaped, and you can see some of these steel and stucco textures also here. We have the first gate door on this side.
Oh my God. You made me walk a half a mile, 5 steps over here, another 2 steps over here, and then another 2 steps here, and then another 30 yards to enter through a made entrance. I thought you were trying to center me. What are you doing?
As soon as you open this up, you go straight into your first courtyard area.
And you had a courtyard. Why didn't you enter me over here? Why would you put a bench over here? This area would never ever get used. Can you imagine? Like your guests are coming over and they're like, you just keep the door closed. Sorry, we don't open till 8. Have a seat. Watch us inside the house move. What? It's so crazy. Now you're thinking, Arvin, okay, tell us what is a perfect mansion? What makes a perfect mansion? Okay, if you are planning to buy, build, or design a property, remodel a property, pay attention. They are 10 principles. And I haven't even shared this with my consulting clients because they never ask. They're like, hey, Arvin, just fix it. And I do it for them. But there are 10 principles, right, that I critique the properties based on, I consult based on. If you do these 10 principles right, you will get the perfect mansion. And for the first time ever, I am sharing that in a 5-day challenge, okay? The first 3 days, I teach you guys what these principles are, exactly the details of them, and why they're important. And the 4th day, I will teach you how to use those principles to buy a property for yourself. And on the 5th day, I teach you how to use the 10 principles to design, remodel, build your dream home. The link is in the description. I'll see you guys there.
We have these smaller retainer walls, which gives a lot of depth to the side of the property. It's nicely landscaped. And on the other side of the steel planter with olive trees.
Don't call these olive trees, please. These are like bushes by the highway. What is this, olive tree? Are you serious? They will revoke your passport in Italy. You won't be able to go there, visit there if you call this an olive tree.
We have this nice outdoor seating area. Walls of glass open up to the kitchen. And we have a...
You can watch it. If your guests come too early, they have to watch your wife cook.
And if you look at the roof line of this property, it's actually really unique. It is a little bit more elevated than the property, and there's a nice transom detail all around. It is super cool.
Okay, innovative. Just wow. Very functional, by the way. Yeah, you really changed things around, 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗏. Like you really took it to the next level with this one.
Let's take everybody back to the main entry hallway. We have this gorgeous solid wood pivot door welcoming you into this house. On my left hand side, we have the landing for the entry. beautiful hardwood floors, walls of glass opening up to the balcony on this level, facing the views.
What a weird entrance. Okay, now if you haven't noticed, this is an upside down house. You enter from the top level, you're not level with your backyard, you have to take the stairs down. Now I've done a video on a really amazing upside down house that they nailed it. Can you tell the difference? Can you tell what they did well in that property where they didn't do well in this one? I'll give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. If you want to execute an upside down house, reverse floor plan where you enter from the top and you have to take the stairs to go to the backyard correctly, what you need to do is to create an internal wow factor, giving a glimpse to the lower floor, meaning you can't put square footage on the top floor, the whole place. And they've done that. When you walk in, if they would have teased us with the view of downstairs, that would have been significantly more appealing to the eye. Over here, no, they've given you a little stairway on the side to enter and go downstairs, and they're completely separating the 2 floors from each other.
And we also have this beautiful wood paneled wall separating the entry from your grand living room area. What I love about the space...
Okay, can you spot the flaw? I'll give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I don't think this formal living room will ever get used. I really don't think so. I think this property is going to have better areas where people would congregate to, closer to the backyard where the swimming pool is and everything. And I just don't think this area will compete with the other areas. Why? Because they never gave it functionality. Because there's no bar. There's no elements, right? It's a dining table and a very formal, uninviting, formal living space. You have to give it a reason for people to hang out. I love the travertine wall. I thought it was very beautiful. At the same time, I really like the volume of this room. I like the dimensions of the room. And I think the finishes are very neutral. They're going to age very, very slowly.
We actually have a hallway down there that takes us to the primary bedroom suite that we're going to see in a bit.
That's interesting. So your primary bedroom is all the way on this side of the property. There's no other bedrooms next to it. That completely alienates families with younger kids. It's a huge mistake. You're giving it a family home, designing it, giving it so much square footage, but then not putting another 1 or 2 bedroom next to the primary bedroom. Huge mistake.
And now I want to actually take everybody this way to talk about the dining area. Beautiful table setup that sits 8 people. And on the side, we have this side table that I think is absolutely gorgeous.
It looks like there would be like a snake in there, doesn't it? It looks like a snake cage, where there's a light on top. It's just missing a yellow boa in there. Like, it's so weird. That's so weird.
And that's it for your grand living room. Open seating, dining area. Of course, you have your built-in speakers, automatic shades throughout. And coming back here on our right-hand side, we have the landing, ton of natural light coming in. That's the outdoor seating area off of the entry. And going through this opening, on our left-hand side, we have the family room and the kitchen that we're gonna get to in a bit. But now I wanna actually take everybody this way. And the first door on our right-hand side opens up to the first bedroom on this level.
This is how far you have to walk if your kid wakes up in the middle of the night. Across that huge formal living space, the foyer, and then the kitchen and the family room to get to your kid to see what's going on.
Pretty good size, built-in closets on the right, and this bedroom is front-facing.
This is a lot more than front-facing. This is a really small bedroom for $47 million originally you were asking. What were you thinking? What is this? You know where we probably are? We're in the booty right now. This bedroom is in one of the butt cheeks right now. And it might look really big from the outside, but in the inside, it's pretty small.
We have a hallway closet here, and going through this door, we come to the powder room on this level.
Oh my God, everything is squeezed. Like the booty had spandex on or something. They just squeezed everything, and all the rooms are like, just, you open that up, it's gonna snap. It's gonna open up. You cut that. Metal cladding outside, that's what's holding it in. It's gonna pop out, baby.
Now the last room left on this wing is the office. Let's go have a look. Same hardwood floors, built-in closets on the right, designed as a bedroom but staged as an office.
Look, if you even had older kids, if you had teenagers, your teenagers would be pissed. Your teenagers would be like, what kind of a bedroom you gave? This is smaller than the $10 million house we came from. Yeah, you like the person who buys this $26 million, the last house they were living in, there was like a $10-15 million house. Okay, they're like, you'll be like, why are we moving here? Our bedroom shrunk. Don't do that to your kids.
We have these sliding glass doors seamlessly flowing to your balcony dedicated to this room, and we can get a closer look at this steel finish that we saw in the exterior clad. Your views are phenomenal. Downtown Los Angeles is right in front of you.
Okay, let's talk about the views. This is a treetop view, but it's a very interesting view because there's a lot going on, okay? First of all, not from this room, but it's from the main living spaces. It's a panoramic view. You have a 180-degree view. It's unobstructed, but it's a treetop view. But then you also have the golf course. So it's a golf course view, panoramic, treetop, and then you have two focal points from some rooms. From here, you get the downtown LA view, and then you get the Century City view. Overall, I would say it's an 8, but not because it nailed one. It just had a little bit of everything.
Coming here, of course, this room has its own full bathroom. Natural stone floors and natural stone walls. We have the vanity design here with the wood tones, and it's actually vein matched cabinetry, so I had to point that out. Your fabricated sink, brush nickel fixtures, and around the corner you get a gorgeous walk-in shower, and it actually follows the exterior curved lines.
That's the crack. You're in the butt crack here.
I want to take everybody back to the hallway that took us to this wing, and right in front of us, we have the kitchen and the family room. Super welcoming space, nice and open. We have the minimalist seating area here, and I cannot put my finger on what kind of color this couch is.
I can put my finger on how small that TV is and calling this a family room. This is a very small family room. This is like a seating area for like your chef or your husband or your wife when they're cooking, like when they're done, just go take a break and like watch a little TV. Don't call this a family living room, because if you would have put any size bigger couch than this, it would have looked ridiculous. This is why I do consulting. This is what I'm telling you guys. If you want to learn how to do it for yourself, okay, I got the course for you. Check on the link below. It's 5-day challenge live. You will have homework. I'll give you homework at the end of each day, so you get to kind of analyze your own day or your own design. The next day we work on the other stuff. I'm doing that because I don't want this to be one of those courses where you just take and you like never do anything. That's why I'm doing it live, and I've never done live. I'm pretty nervous about doing it live, but I think that's how you guys would get the most amount of value out of it. And then the second hour for the VIPs, I'm having Q&As, so you can listen to other people's problems and questions and everything. I'm really trying to teach you guys everything I know, all the principles I know. You would know how to apply it yourself to your own design, your own house, so you can do everything I do for my really, really high-end clients yourself for yourself.
And let's focus on the kitchen. You have this long island design, and I gotta say, this is a really unique setup. We have the darker toned base cabinets on the bottom. Then you have this really, really interesting reveal detail with this open shelving design. So it essentially looks like 3-tone cabinetry.
Wait a minute. This is weird. So it looks okay right now when it's empty, but what are you going to have in there? Like, only if you put your like Hermes plates in there, it's going to look good. Anything else, it's going to look messy. So weird feature. It's kind of innovative to put some shelves on the other side, but in practicality, it optically, if it looks messy inside, it really depends what you end up putting in there.
Of course, you have your pop-up plugs that is very sleek. And let's focus on this side for a second. Look at the fabrication with the kitchen sink.
I like this, not necessarily because I'm in love with the counter, but they really do a good job. Viewpoint Collection have done with palettes, right? With colors. There's no color that is out of theme or touch with the rest of the property. It's a very simple palette too. They keep it very simple, like natural wood, gray, and they had the bronze clouding outside on the property where it was strapping the booty. They keep it very classy palette-wise. I like that.
And of course, you have your induction cooktop here with a pop-up hood vent. These are always nice, so I wanted to point that out.
They're not nice. Just because they pop up, it's not nice. It's annoying.
And lastly, we have this opening taking us to the butler's pantry or your chef's kitchen. Same countertops are also here and utilized as backsplash. We have the wolf gas stove, pot filler, commercial vent.
Okay, so I think the chef's kitchen would get used a lot more than the show kitchen, because Induction cooktops, most people don't like to cook on them. I think you would do majority of your cooking if you don't have a chef, even yourself over here. And that's kind of disappointing because it's such a tight corner. I think they should have given at least a better stove for the main kitchen if you actually wanted to cook there. Because, again, I don't see that kitchen actually being used. I think you would do most of your work in this kitchen.
And it is located right next to your dining area. I love the marble table, seating for 8, and on the other side they place a sofa. It's just a nice cozy touch. This is more of your informal dining area.
Okay, I like the fact that they've allocated a breakfast nook and it was an afterthought. There's no built-ins over here, but at least the interior designer or, stager thought of like, you know what, it's missing that. And this would be the perfect place to create a nook because that extended bar where it had 2 stools for having breakfast is not going to serve a family of, 4, 5, 6 people who are going to be living over here.
You have that seamless transition from hardwood floors to stone cladding on the 2nd floor or the top floor balcony. And look at these views. It's gorgeous out here. Around us, we have these outstanding grand estates. I mean, this is special. This is Bel Air, Los Angeles, and it looks awesome.
Okay, let's talk about privacy. I see some properties looking in. They're not that many. There's at least 3, 4 other properties that have a direct line of sight to your backyard and these big, huge terraces around the property. So to me, it's more like a 7 out of 10.
I want to bring everybody here. We have a staircase going down to the lower level where we have your backyard or your lower deck and the pool area. And come in here, I want to talk about this cantilever design that is right above us. So this house was designed by SPF architects, Zoltan Pally and his team. And this is one of their signature details.
I would say their signature details is for these properties that, end up forever selling. And at the end, it sells for a huge discount. That's their signature. That's all the properties I've seen that they've designed. It keeps staying on the market and then it keeps price dropping and then selling for way, way, way lower than what it was originally listed at.
They actually stand away from the property quite a bit, and instead of closing it off, they actually do these screen details which breaks the light coming in. It almost serves as a sunglass to the house, and it just looks awesome. I love that it is cantilevered, no columns, and they have these curved corners that really softens up the sharp lines of this property.
No, it actually doesn't soften up. It goes with the whole curve of the property. It matches the curve of the rest of the property. It gives it more symmetry. It's that redundancy that stamps the architectural style of this kind of like a boomerang shape, soft shape. Right?
We have an outdoor dining area here, and these sliding glass doors open up from the entry as well as your grand living room. And right on the other side, we have another massive steel planter that is dividing the primary bedroom balcony wing from this section here. In fact, let's take everybody back inside so we can go to the main hallway that leads us to the primary bedroom. Over here, we have another picture window design looking down on the lower level courtyard area, and look at this olive tree.
It's not a good one. I wouldn't have bought an olive tree like that. If you want a nice olive tree, it would look like this. Okay, this is what you should buy.
And this almost sets the mood as you walk into your primary bedroom, which starts right here. King size bed. I really like this padded headboard design, and we have these sliding glass doors opening up to the same balcony that we toured earlier. I want to take everybody this way. We have 2 openings that takes us to the primary bathroom as well as the primary closet. I'm going to start our tour with the primary closet. It is definitely spacious.
No, it's not spacious. This looks like a galley kitchen. This is really, really tight. You had all this square footage, and this is the primary closet. It better be like a hers also.
Mikey, why don't you go to the other side so we can show everyone the scale of this incredible primary bedroom closet. You have paneled cabinetry all around you.
Okay, I can tell you, maybe there's enough cabinetry in there because it's pretty damn long, but if you ask your wife or, your fashionista husband, this is not an ideal closet for them. A proper walk-in closet needs to have island in the middle or a seating arrangement in the middle, and you need to be able to breathe. Yes, they probably actually did give you enough cabinetry for his and hers, but not in a pleasant way. Like, you should not be making a sacrifice like that on your primary walk-in closet, because that's what sells the house. Primary closets and primary bathrooms and kitchen are probably some of the most important elements that you have to nail, and they failed over here.
And right on the other side, we have this opening taking us to the primary bathroom. It's this open design, marble slab throughout, and I really like that they went with these oversized pieces.
Okay, they've actually done a lot of marble that I wouldn't do so much marble myself, but they've actually executed right because they didn't go with a crazy busy marble. Overall, it's so small. Do you know in $47 million price category, what you're competing against, both closet space-wise and closet shape-wise and bathroom? Way better than this. Way, way, way better than this. You got to know your competition. You got to know what they're bringing to the table. Again, I think it's a good execution over here, but way too small.
Same sliding glass doors are also here, thin profile, opening up to your front-facing balcony, and it just wraps around. In fact, Mikey, let's take everybody this way. You have a nice small nook and seating area here, and what a great view to just sit down, relax, maybe read a book. And it opens up to a small balcony on this side.
What the hell was that? What? It's like where your wife would give you a timeout. Go to your corner. You're not sleeping in the... Go to your corner. Oh my God, what is going on here?
Now that's it for the top floor. Now let's go back to the staircase so we can check out the lower level. Here we are on the first lower level. I want to turn back and talk about the staircase design here.
Because it's the most uninspiring office looking with an elevator in the middle of it. Horrible staircase. Again, they had an opportunity to really fix an upside down house, a reverse floor plan house, and they didn't. They went for maximizing square footage. You can't do that. You have to open it up to the lower floor, show how amazing lower floor is, create an internal wow factor to at least mitigate the damages.
Now first, I want to go through here. We have this door opening up to the lower level garage. I know on the exterior, I mentioned that this was a 4-car garage, but obviously if you really wanted to utilize all of the space, you can probably park easily 6 to 7 cars here. Now, coming back to the landing of the lower level, we have the same hardwood floors.
Yes, we do have the same floors, but we don't have the same ceiling heights as upstairs. In the garage, it was super obvious, but even on the lower levels in the living areas, I can already tell it's a couple feet shorter, and that's not good because on the lower level, you need even more lights, okay? There's a terrace on top blocking the sun from coming down to a lower level, so you need to give it a little bit even higher ceiling heights to allow a more direct natural light coming into the property.
Where we have another outdoor seating area leading to your pool deck. Views are great. And coming back here, we can see these board foam concrete walls, and this opening takes us to the seating area and the bar area on the lower level.
You see what I'm saying? This is why the formal living space upstairs is not going to get used. When you have guests, where you want to take them? You would never use that formal living space. Like we see, like architects is designing and they're like, we need to give it a formal living space. We have to, right? Why do you have to? Okay. And if you have to, why would you arrange it in that way? Is it going to compete with downstairs? I told you, it's not going to be able to compete downstairs.
I want to take everybody back. Right across, we have the bar area. This is green onyx, and it looks so timeless. You can backlight this, and we saw all these curvature details, both on the inside and on the outside. And throughout this bar, we're going to see a lot of these soft curves, starting with the island. And again, they had to cut these slabs and just kind of work it perfectly to create this gorgeous radius and the reveal detail with the brass. We have the sink here, and on the back wall they continued with the soft curve, and that's why cabinetry is kind of rounded on the sides.
Cool bar. I like it. I like the choice of material, and an interesting green onyx that is actually not so crazy obnoxious, because onyx could really become obnoxious. And I think it's a beautiful bar. I think this space would be everyone's favorite so far. It's by far the best space I've seen in the entire house. It keeps the energy in. It feels normal. It goes in. The ceiling heights, though, are pretty freaking low. I think they're 10 feet. In this area, maybe 9 feet. And that's just not ideal of a property of this caliber.
This bar is just stunning. This is one of my favorite moments or favorite rooms in this house.
Isn't that funny though? You spend all this money, and the room that Enes liked and I liked was a room that was actually a pretty normal dimension of a typical house in America. Like your house could be the same size, and we both gravitated towards this room. Why? It's not that people don't like higher ceilings or bigger, grander rooms. It's because how ornate this room was. They gave it functionality. You can watch TV. You can use the bar. You can go outside, jump in the swimming pool. Functionality, functionality, functionality.
Back to the landing, because right on the other side, we have this door opening up to spa. Staircase goes down to the lower level 2 that we're going to check out in a bit. And let's open this door and continue our tour. We have few amenities here, and at the end of the hallway we have the gym. I forgot to mention at the bar area, but we have Venetian plaster walls on this level that just gives it a nice depth.
I think it's kind of more of a matte finish than like a shiny Venetian plaster.
I'm gonna start our tour here with the first bathroom. Fabricated sink.
Like I've seen these stones on like 20 of their properties, and I've walked at least like 15 of them, and it's almost always the same exact stone. It's beautiful. I like how they leave the cavities in there. It really gives it texture. I think again they've done a really good job with palettes, textures, and everything. Viewpoint collection, but it's just a little bit played out.
Now, going back to the main hallway, Mikey, why don't you go in? This is actually your steam shower, built-in bench. A lot of textures, and you have your control panels right here. That time is wrong. We're not shooting at 6:11 p.m. Wanted to mention that also.
We get here early.
Exactly. And come in here. This is where we have the infrared sauna.
So what a shame to put your saunas, right, steam and dry, in a hallway. Why would you do that? Why would you not make that an experience? The person who designed this is like, let's get these out of the way over here. No, make it a thing. Like you're giving it a spa. Like make it a thing. Make it a moment.
And following the hallway, we have some built-in closets, and this opening takes us to the gym. Very minimal amount of staging here. Hardwood floors, built-ins on this side with a TV. But I must say, I love these dumbbells. Looks absolutely great. And now I actually want to take everybody outside for a second. We have sliding glass doors opening up to that lower level courtyard, and this is just a great architectural detail.
Okay, how could have this courtyard been better? How could have this whole spa experience been better? I give you guys 3 seconds. If you want to get good at designing your home, you got to practice. Again, that's what we're going to do in the 5-day challenge. I'll give you homework at your house, so you would do all these practices. You'll get good. You'll actually solve your design problem, your layout problem, or a house you're trying to buy or not. You're trying to make a decision. I will help you make that decision, okay? But you got to get good at practicing. Here it is. How would you make this better? 3, 2, 1. That living room behind Enes is completely redundant. You had an amazing living room next to a bar TV room. Why would you put 2 living rooms right next to each other? That area should have been the dry and steam sauna looking into the internal courtyard. And instead of putting an ugly American olive tree in the center and wasting this whole space, I would have put a cold plunge, I would have put a Japanese hot tub, maybe a maple tree, and would have gone with more Japanese aesthetics. This is like a attempt at doing a courtyard because you've seen other people put a tree in the center of a courtyard. It never landed.
Now, let's go back here, main hallway. We have the seating area and the bar at the end of the hallway. And come in here, we have this door leading us to the first bedroom on this level. Sliding glass doors open up, facing the backyard. You have a queen-size bed here, custom furniture throughout.
This is like the best bedroom in the whole house. It actually opens up to the backyard. You're right next to the spa. Everyone will be fighting for this bedroom, I'm telling you.
And these bedrooms are, again, super great. Comes with built-in closets, same cabinetry that we saw at the primary bedroom suite. They have it also here. And this door opens up to another gorgeous bathroom.
And you have to go through the closet to get to the bathroom. Great.
Let's go back to the main hallway so we can continue our tour. We have the lower level courtyard on our left-hand side. And coming here on our right-hand side, we have another bedroom. What's so great about this one is the fact that you take advantage of this really unique corner opening. That way your views are a little bit more open.
Not as good. I like the other bedroom way more. You can see the swimming pool. You can see the depth of the backyard. Over here, it feels like you're upstairs. You feel like you're on the second floor or terrace. I don't want a balcony. I want the backyard.
And of course, around the corner, we have a walk-in closet with built-in cabinetry that leads us to a full bathroom.
Again, You have to walk through like you had all the square footage. See, sometimes like it's a really tiny space. Like I really admire European architects, and they're forced, poor people, like they're forced to work with this tiny little space, and they make it work, and they put a closet in the hallway. I get it, okay? I know what you're trying to do. That's the only place you had. You made a sacrifice. I get it. But you had 14,000 square foot to work with, and you had to give me a freaking. You couldn't give me a proper walk-in closet?
Coming back here to the main hallway, glass door that opens up to the side of the property or the patio on this level, and we have this door taking us to the junior primary bedroom suite. As you walk in, you go straight into the seating area.
Wait a minute, the junior primary suite is not on the view side? Come on, this doesn't make any sense. Why would you put the junior primary suite over here?
This room also takes advantage of the lower level courtyard that we saw earlier, natural light coming in. And again, this is your seating area for your junior primary bedroom. Now going this way, we have the king size bed. I love this low frame design. It just makes it look like, it's just very soothing, and it makes you feel like you're on a vacation.
It's such a crappy vacation. What is this? First, my mind is blowing up. The junior primary suite should be in the second prime location in the house. It's so obvious to me, the design process. It was never taken into account. See, everything plays off each other. You touch this, the other one pops out. You touch that one, this one pops out. Okay, there are 10 principles of quality. Okay, you have to understand which each one of these are, and that how they play off each other. Okay, and it's so obvious to me that they did not look at this whole design cohesively. How if we make this decision, how it's going to affect this and that. And this primary junior suite is perhaps the worst location in the entire house. And it's so long and narrow, and dividing it and giving it a living room on the other side was completely pointless. I still think the other bedroom to the backyard was way, way better than this.
This bedroom comes with a stunning bathroom. You have this long vanity design, travertine countertops, and I love how they break the floors between the hardwood and travertine, and there's a nice stainless steel reveal in between. Sorry, not reveal, but this trim detail. You have a freestanding tub around the corner, Venetian plaster on the walls, wall mount toilet, corner shower, all travertine clad.
That is all exposed to that terrace. And that terrace is continuous terrace, by the way. It connects to the backyard. So somebody could come in and watch you doing a número dos or go in the shower.
Now, I want to take everybody outside so we can check out the lower level patio and pool deck. We're back here where we have the sliding glass doors off of this bedroom, and we go straight out to the lower deck.
Do you know how weird spaces like this are created? Like these long hallways and bathrooms. It starts from a lot of times the owner telling the architect, I want to maximize the square footage. Give me a design that maximizes my allowable builds. Okay. Once you make that decision, you're going to end up with these like weird spaces because you didn't look at what would give me the highest sale exit price design, right? See, it's so funny because so many people think more square footage means higher exit. It doesn't, okay? Very, very few people would buy your property because it has more square footage. And the ones that actually buy based on square footage, they pay you the least. They're the cheapest. The ones that will pay you the most amount of money for your design is how you make them feel, okay? How you inspire them inside. How every corner, every turn of head wows them. And that does not translate to more square footage. When you make a decision like that to maximize your square footage, you end up with these weird spaces that you had to shove in and put together to just say, oh, I have a junior primary suite. Yeah, you do have a junior primary suite in the worst area in the house that is exposed to the terrace that connects to the backyard, and it's the least desirable location for a bedroom.
Outdoor seating area. Another steel planter, but this one is actually a fire pit. You have your railing details throughout, and instead of leaving the front of the railing open, they actually hedged it nicely, so it just creates this nice green look. Sliding glass doors from the second bedroom that we toured earlier, and it all opens up to your amazing backyard.
Okay, let's talk about the backyard. Considering how much retainer wall they've put every combination of caisson retainer walls to create this. But you get a decent amount of lawn before the swimming pool starts. So it's not a backyard. But the fact that it's so inaccessible, from the front entrance is very annoying. That's why I much prefer properties that when you enter, you're level with your backyard.
And that wraps our tour on the first lower level. Now let's go back to the staircase so we can check out the second lower level. All right, everyone, let's go check out the last floor. Landing brings you here, and on our right-hand side, we have the laundry room.
Oh my God, the laundry room is all the way here. I didn't even catch that earlier. You gotta go 3 sets of stairs or elevator to go do your laundry. You better have a maid. Otherwise, you gotta ask your kids to do laundry. Your wife's not gonna put up with this, or she's gonna ask you to do it.
And coming back to the main hallway, we have this really open landing with these maroon chairs, and on the other side, of course, you have your wine wall, travertine clad throughout with cabinetry, temperature controlled, open shelving, LED lighting.
It's not an experience. It's nicely designed, but it's not an experience. I would have loved to have seen a way bigger wine room with a seating arrangement there. You can taste it. Where's the experience? Where's the poker room? Where's the rest of it, right? It's like, what's the best place to put it here? Okay, right around the elevator and the staircase coming down. Yeah, optically will look cool when you walk in, but are you going to actually be able to sit down and enjoy it and taste and hang out and talk about wine? No, I don't think so.
Now, I want to go through this door so we can check out the movie theater. 4-tier seating. I like this comfortable couch setup, carpet on the floors, padded walls, and on the back we have this built-in bar area with sink, refrigerator drawers, microwave, everything you need, nicely staged. And on this side, on the screen, we have this guy touring another one of Viewpoint Collection's properties. This one is Forest Knoll.
I have a video on that. It's a hilarious video. You should watch that one. That was one of their first properties they did, Forest Knoll. I critiqued that one too. I've critiqued a lot of their properties actually.
Let's continue our tour. We're back at the landing on the lower level 2. And lastly, we have this hallway taking us to another bedroom. But first, I gotta show.
Oh my God, that hallway got really tight. I mean, upstairs was tight and I was like, should I say something? It's like in the borderline. Now, like, I have to point it out. Just don't do this and ask for $47 million.
Let's go back to the hallway so we can continue our tour. We have some built-in cabinetry here. This door opens up to a lower level seating area with its own bathroom. And coming here, we have the last bedroom, same hardwood floors.
This is the maid's quarters.
And that's it for the property. Beautiful home. And now let's see it at dusk.
Okay, here's what I like about the property. Here's what I don't like about the property. I love the location. I like the fact that you got pretty damn good views. Didn't nail any of the views, but you got a little bit of everything, which was pretty interesting actually. But here's the things I did not like about the property. I did not like the architectural style of the property. I thought that booty right off the beginning was just out of place and inappropriate. But I also don't think it was a good lot to begin with at all. This was heavily sloped. The approach was super weird. And then when they tried to enter you through the property, it was off center. You entered us through a maid's looking door inside when you could have done center to the view, way better experience. And then you executed a formal living space that would never get used, and you didn't do the kitchen justice, right? What I would have done is that actually turned the upper floor into a way more of a family environment, okay? That like you would actually spend time in it. I would have doubled down on the kitchen experience by allocating that entrance to the actual foyer of the property. And instead of having that crazy formal living space, more of a very fun interactive kitchen and a family area for the whole family to use, because on the lower level is where your guests would want to hang out. That's where the fun area is. That's where the bar is. That's where you will really, really entertain people. The bedrooms in the booty were just unacceptable, right? I really didn't like the execution of the spa. I thought that internal courtyard was like a checkbox on an item, like, oh, let's have an internal courtyard, but they really didn't double down on it. The junior primary suite was really disappointing, and my favorite bedroom was the one that stuck out, that had actually access to the backyard. Overall, I would not recommend to purchase a property like this. But if you want to learn all the stuff that I teach, the 10 principles of quality, join the challenge, live challenge. It's in about a month. You put a reminder, text message reminder, email reminder, so it will remind you. And I think the recordings stay for 24 hours. So if you can't make the time because you live in Australia, let's say, you would be able to still watch it when you get home and do the homework and show up for the next day. I really am going to go all out on this course and teach you guys everything I know so you can do what I teach and do for my clients myself for yourself. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, you will like this other viewpoint collection property I critiqued over here. And this is my favorite video I've ever made on my second channel. I think it's the best video I've ever made. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.